The effects of immigrant workers. In all advanced countries, as labor costs have risen, the number of workers who have immigrated into these countries in search of a better livelihood has dramatically increased.
In all advanced countries, as labor costs have risen, the number of workers who have immigrated into these countries in search of a better livelihood has dramatically increased.
This has made immigration a touchy political issue in many societies. On the one hand, businesses welcome the cheap labor.
This has made immigration a touchy political issue in many societies. On the other hand, businesses welcome the cheaper labor.
On the other hand, many ordinary people reckon that immigrants are to blame for falling wages, and also that they inflict unemployment on domestic workers.
On the other hand, many ordinary people reckon the immigrants are to blame for falling wages and also that they inflict unemployment on domestic workers.
This leads to the idea that immigration has got out of control.
This leads to the idea that immigration has got out of control.
Some politicians play up this idea, provoking governments to impose stricter controls on immigration. But is it true?
This leads to the idea. Some politicians play up this idea, provoking governments to impose stricter controls on immigration. But is it true?
Economists who have studied the issue warn against such a hasty conclusion.
Economists who have studied the issue warn against such a hasty conclusion.
In fact, there is no evidence that immigrant workers depress wages or cause domestic workers to be laid off.
In fact, there is no evidence that immigrant workers depress wages or cause domestic workers to be laid off.
Indeed, in many cases, they actually cause wages to rise.
Indeed, in many cases, they actually cause wages to rise.
One reason is that immigrant workers, just because they usually accept lower wages, have a good effect on the economy as a whole.
One reason is that immigrant workers, just because they usually accept lower wages, have a good effect on the economy as a whole.
Cheaper wages make companies more productive, which leads to lower prices and greater profits.
Cheaper wages make companies more productive, which leads to lower prices and greater profits.
When these profits are invested, the result is economic expansion and greater prosperity. This, in turn, causes average earnings to rise.
When these profits are invested, the result is economic expansion and greater prosperity. This, in turn, causes average earnings to rise.
Nevertheless, many people continue to denounce immigration. Qualified people may benefit from cheaper labor, they say, but what about the unqualified workers who usually compete with immigrants for jobs? Surely they are displaced by cheaper workers and become unemployed.
Nevertheless, many people continue to denounce immigration. Qualified people may benefit from cheaper labor, they say, but what about the unqualified workers who usually compete with immigrants for jobs? Surely they are displaced by cheaper workers and become unemployed.